That's the way Manjushri debated.
Un tas ir veids, kā Manjushri tika debatējis.
So then you went on with your debate. Perhaps you've seen the debates on DVD and so forth.
Iespējams, kad jūs esat redzējuši, teiksim, video, DVD ieraksts, kā šis debats notiek.
Anyway, we just getting the inspiration of Manjushri.
Tātad mēs iztēlojamies, ka saņemam iedvesmu no Manjushri.
So today, or this week, have five sessions. The idea is to discuss the meaning of the poem.
Tātad šonadēļ mums būs 5 sesijas, un tā iecer ir apskatīt šīs dzejas darba nozīmi.
And then the other one is to, experiment with the meditation on emptiness.
Un otra doma ir paralēli tam eksperimentēt ar meditāciju uz tukšumu.
Of course, we can talk about the need to meditate on emptiness. That should be included in why we're doing it.
Protams, ka mēs varam arī runāt par to, kādēļ mums būtu vajadzīga šī meditācija uz tukšumu.
But those are the two things.
Tas ir šīs divas lietas, ko plānots darīt.
If you want to do the meditation on emptiness well, maybe it means that we don't get to finish all the verses of the poem.
Tātad, ja jūs vēlaties meditēt uz tukšumu, iespējams, kad mēs nepaspēsim izskatīt pilnīgi visu šīs dzejas pantus.
So we'll just have to see how we go.
Tad skatīsimies, kā mums ies.
The poem is written by Tsongkhapa.
Tātad šo garo dzejoli vai poēmu drīzāk ir uzrakstīts Tsongkhapa.
Tibetan, of course, born in 1357, died in 1419.
Kurš ir dzimis 1357. gadā un miris 1419, yes?
1419.
Jā, 1419. gadā.
So he is born in the Amdo region of Tibet, so the northeast.
Tātad viņš piedzima Tibetas reģionā, ko sauc par Amdo, citiem vārdiem sakot, ziemeļu austrumos.
And there's a famous monastery called Kumbum Monastery, built on the site of his birthplace.
Un viņa dzimšanas vietā tika uzbūvēts slavenais klosteris Kumbum.
And His Holiness Dalai Lama is, in fact, born not very far away from there.
Un viņa svētība Dalai Lama arī ir dzimis salīdzinoši netālu no Kumbum klostera.
Tsongkhapa was taken away to be a monk at the age of 3.
3 gadu vecumā Tsongkhapu paņēma no viņa vecākiem, lai viņš varētu kļūt par munku.
Some lama of the district had some vision or dream that Lama Tsongkhapa was a very special child.
Kāds lama redzēja vīziju, kad šis zēns ir ļoti īpašs bērns.
He came to his family and said, you have to give me this child, and he's going to be a great teacher if he's trained properly. And so he left or started training in Buddhism at the age of 3.
Tātad šis lama ieradās pie vecākiem un teica, šis zēns kļūst par lielu skolotāju un man viņš jāņems jau līdzi, un vecāki piekrita, un tātad faktiski viņš uzsāk šīs budismu studijas 3 gadu vecumā.
So his whole life is devoted to study and contemplation of Buddhism.
Visu savu dzīvi viņš veltīja budismu studijām un to pārdomāšanai vai kontemplācijai.
He left his home province of Amdo at the age of 16 and went traveling to get teachings from many different teachers in Central Tibet.
16 gadu vecumā viņš atstāja savu dzimto Amdo provinci un devās uz citiem Tibetas reģioniem, lai saņemtu mācības no dažādiem skolotājiem.
So at quite a young age he became famed for his skill in debate, and he was asked to give teachings himself.
Un jau salīdzinoši, kad viņš jau bija salīdzinoši jauns, viņš jau bija ļoti labs debatētājs un viņš jau sāka mācīt arī citus.
But to become a great Buddhist master, you must do a lot of practice meditation as well, of course.
Bet, lai kļūtu par izcilu budismu skolotāju, ir daudz jāpraktizē arī meditācija.
And he also received advice from Manjushri himself.
Un viņš tika saņēmis padomu arī no paša Manjushri.
First he found somebody who was like a clairvoyant. He was a very simple person, I think just a shepherd or something.
Tsongkhapa atrada kādu ļoti vienkāršu cilvēku, kurš bija garšsirdīgs.
And Manjushri appeared to this other person, but not at that time to Tsongkhapa. So Tsongkhapa used to ask the questions through this medium, the one who had the vision.
Tātad Tsongkhapam tā kā tajā brīdī viņam nepiebija garšsirdīgi, viņš bija, viņam tā kā mēdījis bija jāizmanto šis otrs cilvēks, caur kuru viņš uzdeva jautājumus Manjushri.
But eventually as time went on, Manjushri began to have direct visionary contact with Manjushri.
Bet laikam ejot, Tsongkhapam izveidojās tieši vizionārs saite ar Manjushri.
And in 1392, Manjushri advised Tsongkhapa, to withdraw from extensive teaching and go back into retreat.
Un 1392. gadā Manjushri lūdza Tsongkhapu pamest šo aktīvo mācīšanu un atgriezties retrītā.
Finally, in 1398, one night he was in this his retreat house, and he dreamed. He'd been studying the text, especially on emptiness. This was the thing that was the ultimate view. You see, the final view. This is what was really perplexing him.
Un 1398. gadā viņam bija kāds īpašs sapnis. So he had the dream at the time when he was studying teachings of emptiness, or the dream was about.
He was studying generally studying emptiness.
Jā,
One night he has a dream.
Jā, tajā laikā, kad viņš studēja mācības par tukšumu, kādu nakti viņam bija sapnis.
And in the dream, all the Buddhist masters of the past, from India, kind of appear in the dream, kind of having a council, having a discussion.
Un šajā sapnī viņam parādījās visi budismu skolotāji no Indijas, kuri diskutēja.
One of them was Buddhapalita.
Viens no viņiem bija Buddhapalita.
And he'd written commentaries, and Tsongkhapa had been reading his commentary the night before.
Un tajā naktī Tsongkhapa bija lasījis šīs skolotāja komentārus.
And in the dream, Buddhapalita gets up from his place. Tsongkhapa's in sort of the back row, like the outer circle of the discussion. Buddhapalita gets up and comes up to where Tsongkhapa's sitting and touches him on the head with the text.
Un šis Buddhapalita sapnī pienāk pie Tsongkhapas, kurš tā kā atrodas ārējā lokā starp šiem skolotājiem, un viņš pieskarās Tsongkhapam ar šo tekstu, pieskaras viņu galvai.
And at that time, just at that moment then, Tsongkhapa awoke, and he turned again to Buddhapalita's text.
Un šajā pašā brīdī Tsongkhapa atmodās, un viņš atkal pievērsās Buddhapalitas tekstam.
And he's reading the words, and the self is neither one with the aggregates, that's the parts.
Jā, un tātad viņš lasīja tekstu, ka šis es nav nec kopā ar agregātiem, jeb sastāvdaļām.
Neither one with the aggregates nor separate from them.
Un viņš nav arī šķirts no šiem agregātiem sastāvdaļām.
So when Tsongkhapa is reading this line, then he finally generates, the ultimate wisdom. Finally he understands emptiness.
Un šajā brīdī, kad Tsongkhapa lasīja šo rindiņu, viņš faktiski tajā brīdī viņš līdz galam izprata tukšumu.
So just as dawn is breaking, just as the sun is beginning to rise, then within Tsongkhapa's heart, a sunlight wisdom, which knows ultimate reality, shines in his heart and finally dispels the darkness of ignorance.
Un saulē austot arī viņa sirdī šī saule, gudrības saule, kas izprot galīgo realitāti, arī tā uzausa.
So then Tsongkhapa, the same morning, he composed the poem we're going to read.
Un tajā pašā rītā Tsongkhapa sacerēja šo poēmu, kuru mēs nu pat lasījām.
So it's interesting, it's just directly from his first experience.
Tātad viņš to uzrakstīja tieši uzreiz pēc savas konkrētās pieredzes.
Then Tsongkhapa spent the rest of his life, obviously deepening his understanding, writing commentaries.
Un tālāko dzīves daļu Tsongkhapa pavadīja pilnveidojot savu izpratni un rakstot komentārus.
And then doing everything else to develop Buddhism in Tibet.
Un darot arī citas lietas, lai